Good evening, everyone. All right, settle down. The New York Times is reporting that the Democratic Party is in deep financial trouble. Yeah, times are so tough, J.B. Pritzker is selling shade under his ass. Chuck Schumer had to go back to flipping burgers. Hillary Clinton is announcing you can now put murderers on layaway. So bad, Barack Obama is only eating domestic dogs. I know, poor guy, he had to sell his childhood home in Kenya. This weekend is the 50th anniversary of the movie Jaws. Yeah. Now, if you want to see a 1,500-pound eating machine, you have to watch The View. Speaking of The View, Whoopi Goldberg insisted that life in the U.S. is just as brutal as living in Iran. Well, in that case, lady, from now on, please cover your face. Monica Lewinsky is now claiming Bill Clinton should have resigned, and she should never have been put in that position. I assume she meant kneeling. A record-setting heat wave is hitting NYC. It's so hot the Statue of Liberty is wearing a thong. So hot they're filling the potholes in Times Square with gazpacho. It's so hot that AOC is going to change her name to AC. Federal authorities are investigating a large number of unsolicited pizza deliveries to the homes of congressional lawmakers. And when you find these pranksters, please give them my address, said one man. And finally, a new study suggests cognitive function can be impaired directly after watching porn. I didn't know Kamala had a sex addiction. Call me, Kamala. All right. This week, the Washington Post ran a fluff bomb celebrating centrist Democrat women, going gaga over their resumes, mom energy, and group chat chemistry. But in this journalistic stroke job, not a single policy position was mentioned, which is weird. That's like doing a profile on me and not mentioning my many bodybuilding awards. Thank you. So why is that? Why'd they bend so far backward to avoid a basic stance? Maybe because in the current state of their party, it's better just to keep your head down and to stay safe. They substitute substance with nicknames, the Mod Squad or the Badass Caucus. But it's fake empowerment meant to disguise a lack of bravery. But what are they scared of? What's the dog not barking? The key question to detect a centrist is, do males belong in women's sports? Of course, we all know the answer to that. It's yes. Someone has to show them how to hold a bat.
A sexist would say.
But how does a liberal woman answer that question? Say yes and forget winning back men with daughters, and sensible women will follow them out of the door too. But answer no, and you become a target for the crazies running your party. So suddenly these champions of the fairer sex go from Wonder Women to wondering if women can have a nutsack and a beard. Instead of bravery, they choose passivity, putting their political agendas in airplane mode, no signals in or out. Now, what about us? Well, after the last 5 years, we've developed an allergy to compulsory thinking. You can't tell us what to believe, and you can't tell us we lack empathy if we don't. But the Democrat Party's different. It's a collection of appeasement signals, where one group must submit to the other. And by avoiding confrontation, they hope they will be eaten last. It's why the loudest members of the party are usually white women. It's an appeasement signal. They wish to pass inspection by dramatically applauding extremes to avoid being targeted for their whiteness. It's just like kneeling in those post-Floyd photo ops, a collective action of masochism masquerading as virtue. Politicians bowed, cops hugged rioters, and CVS set new speed records installing plywood. But that wasn't empathy, it was submission. And that cracking sound you heard, it wasn't gunfire. It was Chuck and Nancy's knees when they tried to stand back up. Fast forward to today, and the same instinct is hijacking women's compassion. Girls get concussed by male athletes, kids are nudged towards puberty blockers, and irreversible surgeries are disguised as gender affirmation. Centrists call it a complex issue. It's not, nor is it empathy to agree with whoever shouts loudest. True empathy protects the vulnerable, like the girls injured on playing fields or confused 12-year-olds operated on and scarred for life. J.K. Rowling figured that out and refused to bend. The result? True, the creator of Harry Potter got death threats from dudes in dresses waving their own magic wands. But she's also the bravest woman on earth. But that could be you, Democrat ladies, if you trade passivity for principle. So here's a 3-word test before anyone gets to wear the centrist sash. Define a woman. It's a 3-word answer, not a man. Pass that quiz and you may proceed to taxes, China, and potholes. Because if you can't handle biology, why should we trust you with anything else? It's no wonder the DNC is so broke, it's ready to post feet pics on OnlyFans. Because donors are avoiding them like Hunter Biden avoids child support. But shouldn't there be all sorts of centrists lining up to donate? Nope, because voters smell cowardice the way The View picks up the scent of a nearby catering truck. So, Dem centrists, why not plant your flag on the simplest hill? Reality. Otherwise, enjoy your shrinking group chat, because real women have left the conversation. Let's welcome tonight's guest. During prostate exams, he says, pull my finger. Chief Patient Officer at the wellness company, Dr. Drew Pinsky. His one and only goal, to be the world's greatest troll. Author of Not Sick of Winning, Michael Malice. No one's happier that she's back at work than her baby. New York Times bestselling author and Fox News contributor, Kat Tiff. And yes, ladies, he'll definitely autograph your bingo card. New York Times bestselling author, comedian, and former NWA World Champion Tyrus. Dr. Drew, always a pleasure to see you.
Greg, you as well.
Dressed quite suavely in the black shirt and blue sport coat.
I feel like I'm overdressed.
No, not at all. You're like Banachek. Why do you think they didn't mention issues in that article? It seems like I normally don't read, but I'm going like, okay, it'll be the next paragraph. But you never find out what they're centrist on.
Yeah, because if you had an opinion, you can get attacked, and you will get attacked. And so they're trying to figure out how you thread the needle without getting attacked, which is impossible. But you pointed to something really interesting. You talked about their overwhelming need to be empathic. This is toxic empathy. Greg, if I treated a drug addict and I said, oh, you want to do drugs? I feel so, oh yeah, I'm so sorry. It's so uncomfortable for you. Here's your heroin. That is how you kill people. That is toxic empathy.
They are doing that, by the way, in cities. What do they call
know.
These teams that come in and
That's murder.
Yeah, they give them the needles because that makes them feel good.
It's because I'm so concerned for you. I want you to live your life on your terms, however you think their brain isn't working right. That literally is negligent manslaughter. That's what that is. Mm-hmm. And until we hold them accountable, they're going to continue killing people. 6 a day down the street of Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Why? Because we're not allowed to treat them. Mm-hmm. And they give them their rigs and they give them their drugs. They miss the fact that it's progressive in all situations. Even if you have a nurse come and administer the drug, it's still a progression. And with opiates, it progresses to death.
Yeah. Period. Wow, we went off topic there,
Yes,
Michael.
sorry about that.
That's all right. That's okay. It is interesting. I learned the word awfuls from you, affluent white female liberals. Yes. Do you think it's weird that the passivity in people often cause them to react the loudest?
Well, sure, because I think the squeaky wheel gets the grease, so they want to get attention that way. And frankly, looking at these broads, maybe they're called centrists because each one of them's a 5. And I mean, like...
That's terrible.
And I mean...
They're at least a 6, Michael.
I mean like a Milwaukee 5. Maybe the one on the right's a 6, but the one on the left, I mean, I don't know what that side part's hiding, but it can't be good. But I think they're being very smart Because, am I wrong? I think they're being very smart because if you don't have the votes in the House or the Senate or the Supreme Court in the White House, what is the point of taking a stand on every single issue if you're not going to be able to deliver? You're just going to demonstrate your impotence. So it's much smarter for them to watch for the Republicans to implode or have infighting, and then a month before the election, then you take your issues. It happened in '94. The Contract for America that Gingrich put forward, that was like a month before the election and did gangbusters for the Republicans. So wait and see. That's the smart move.
So don't do anything. Right. Don't say anything.
Right, and let them have a circular firing squad on the other side.
It's always so uplifting to hear from Michael.
Yes.
And by the way, have you notified ICE?
He's just mad because I called him a 4.
Kat, is there any? Why do you think they're not getting the big donations?
I don't know why they would be getting any donations. Imagine having donated to the Democratic Party and just seeing how that election went.
Yeah.
They were completely off base on the public's opinion on many major issues, and they lost badly. But then also, as things were coming out about what they spent the money on, I have not forgotten that they spent 6 figures on a new set for Kamala to do the Call Her Daddy podcast.
Yeah.
They're struggling with the huge drop in donations, and they still gave a raise to the party's leader.
That's
so
true.
It's not just that it was bad, it's that they're still doing so badly. And I did see one sort of stance that they actually took in that article, which was, we're not socialist. Or no, we're not saying socialist.
Right.
The fact that that feels like a bold move really proves how much further they have to go, I think, before they're going to have any donations coming in.
Good point, Tyrus. I feel like they need to call it, in the party, they have to like either get rid of the intolerant thinkers or call a truce so people can like actually express their beliefs.
Yeah, I'm actually glad there's a doctor here tonight because I'm experiencing one of the things that he hit on. He said impotence. I just can't get up for the story. Something about this story, the blood just doesn't flow. I'm trying. I'm staring at the pictures. It's just nothing's happening. Clearly, it's not them. It must be me.
Yes.
But when you are a group of, well, they don't even have cats in the picture with them because the cats are like, no. So this is what happens when the party's over, the lights are on, and now the side part makes so much more sense. They have no stars. They have no truth. They have nothing that you will fall behind because you can be less attractive and be funny.
Thank you. Oh.
And because of your wittiness, you forego that actually, well, yeah, the two of them are kind of trollish. Like usually one would need a bridge and a big goat to knock them off so you could get across to school. But because they're entertaining, you're like, you know what, we can let the troll go. It's terrible to look at, it's worse to think about, and even horrible to listen to. So across the board, they're just unattractive.
And you're saying that in the holistic sense.
No, those I'm saying in general, from top to bottom, from man bun to Birkenstock to pierced nose to blue hair, get a makeover.
I agree with I agree with every single word that Shrek just said.
See, and this is why Shrek lives through all the sequels. Your character won't make it.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.